Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the compilation to end all compilations. You know, one of the joys of being a critic is that every so often something completely unexpected lands on your doorstep. And just a day ago, for some reason, I can't even explain it, completely unasked for, I got a package in the mail containing this. This is all it's called. Best Berliner Philharmoniker 100. 100 what? I have no idea. I haven't counted up what's in it. It has 6 CDs, and it purports to be, it's on Warner Classics, and it was actually released, it looks like around, 2011 or something? Yes, 2011. Why are they sending me this stuff? I have no idea. I don't even think that this was, I don't even know what country it came from. It looks like one of those odd little Japanese collections, Best Blanc, they have like the series Best something, but usually those consist of like entire CDs, but this is just 6 discs of stuff. And I'm going to tell you what the stuff is, because you are not going to believe it. It is the biggest collection of poo that I have ever come across. I'm not kidding. It's astonishing. It really is. But it's the best 100 something or others of the Berlin Philharmonic. Well, let's just get right to it, shall we? This is too juicy. I couldn't wait to talk to you about this because I just couldn't believe it. So here we are. You ready? CD 1 features Sir Simon Rattle, who is music director from 2002 until the present. Obviously, the present being some time ago, because now he's gone. So this is still around, but, it's already out of date. Let's see what we get. We get O Fortuna from Carmina Burana, Bernstein's Candide Overture, Holst's Mars from the Planets, Debussy's Fireworks, Feu d'Artifice, orchestrated by Colin Matthews, or one of the Matthews brothers, the March to the Scaffold from the Symphonie Fantastique, because nobody cares about the rest of it, one Dvorak's Slavonic Dance, one movement, the finale from Haydn's 88th Symphony, the third movement of Brahms' Fourth, the third Satie Gymnopédie, orchestrated by Debussy, and the second movement of Shostakovich's First Symphony, and the Adagietto from Mahler's Fifth, 3 movements of the Tchaikovsky Nutcracker Suite, the opening of the Polovetzian dances. It just says Polovetzian dance opening, as opposed to the Polovetzian dance closing, I suppose, right? And then, let's see, the Hut on Fowl's Legs and the Great Gate of Kiev from Pictures at an Exhibition. That's disc 1. What a senseless hodgepodge. Isn't that just unbelievable? And they do tell you on the box here, they say very, very kindly, some of the music segments are a portion of the original piece. I never would have known. Would you? Okay, disc 2, Claudio Abbado. Now, Claudio Abbado, who was music director from 1989 to 2002, did not make many recordings for EMI. In fact, very few for EMI with the Berlin Philharmonic. We're not even sure why he did any for EMI with the Berlin Philharmonic. So that being the case, or Warner, what it is now, let's see what they managed to scratch together, because it's really a problem. They only have only 3 titles. You get, let's see, Mozart's Flute Concerto No. 2 with Emmanuel Pahud, the whole thing. Hindemith's Kammermusik No. 1, the whole thing. That's kind of interesting. It just fits so well with the Mozart and with excerpts of Simon Rattle's, least interesting hits. And then you get the Debussy Clarinet Rhapsody with Sabina Meyer. That's Claudio Abbado. That's the whole career of Claudio Abbado on Warner with the Berlin Philharmonic. And then, Herbert von Karajan. Are you ready? Here we go. Let's see. The central movement of the Mozart Concerto for Flute and Harp with James Galway, because he's famous. Let's see. 2 movements, the Adagio and Rondo from the Beethoven Emperor Concerto with Alexis Weissenberg. Ooh, were those bad. Woo, baby! That was not fun. Then we get the slow movement of the Beethoven Triple Concerto only with Richter, Oistrakh, and Rostropovich, a famous performance. But who wants to hear just the 5-minute slow movement? That makes no sense. And the Minuet from Haydn's London Symphony, number 104. I mean, Karajan was just such a pro at the minuets of classical symphonies. God. Oh, and look, the Schubert Unfinished Allegro Moderato opening. Just the opening. So it goes do 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 do. That's the opening, or at least as far as the opening goes. I mean, I didn't even bother to see where they cut it off, to be honest with you. Then what do we see? Dvorak's New World Symphony, the Largo, the opening. Da 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 da. I guess that's the opening. Okay. And then Hummel, the finale of his trumpet concerto with Maurice Andre. God. Oh, wait. That's CD2, by the way. Abbado and somewhat Karajan. And now CD3. This is the one that just blew my mind. And it's going to totally freak you out. It's called CD3. You'd never know because there are no titles here. Well, yeah, there is a title here. You ready? It's called The Lighter Side of Karajan. Yes! The Lighter Side of Karajan. He was such a laugh riot, such a jolly soul, somebody who never took himself seriously. The Lighter Side of Karajan. Of course, again, EMI is stuck with what EMI has. And the lighter side of Karajan, as you all know, is best expressed by Deutsche Grammophon on that fabulous disc of Prussian and Austrian military marches that he made, which I affectionately call Nazis on Parade. That's the lighter side of Karajan. This stuff, who are they kidding? But let's just see what it is, because boy, oh boy, is there tons of it. Ready? Let's see. Mozart, Eine kleine Nachtmusik. You get all of it. And the German dance number 3, the sleigh ride, the musical sleigh ride. Then you get one movement from Handel's Water Music, arranged by Hamilton Hardy. Smetana's Ma Vlast. You get the Moldau, the opening. Okay, that's the opening. That's where it stops. Then we get, let's see, on the beautiful Blue Danube. That's exciting. And the Tritch Tratch Polka by Johann Strauss II. The Berlioz Hungarian March from The Damnation of Faust. Oh, that's a real light. It's a light music, isn't it? Sibelius's Valse Triste. Another vision of happiness and lightness. And then we get, even more Sibelius. You get the opening and closing, the first movement and third movement from the Karelia Suite, but you don't get the central ballade. I mean, if you could do all of Eine kleine Nachtmusik, why can't you do the Karelia Suite? I mean, what's the problem there? Oh, and then we get the Intermezzo in Trotto from Bartók's Concerto for Orchestra. Another light classic, right? I mean, it does have the funny part. I grant you that, but Bartók's Concerto for Orchestra? Then let's see, the Farandole from Bizet's L'Arlésienne Suite number 2, and Puccini's Interlude from Manon Lescaut. And finally, the prelude to Act 3 of Wagner's Lohengrin. There's another snap-happy little piece of fluff, right? Okay, CD4, guest conductors. Are we ready? Here we go. Let's see. Guest conductors. Let's CD5. I just want to make sure we're doing this right. Yes, there we go. Okay. This is actually guest conductors and opera and choral on one disc. So here we go. Guest conductors. Let's move it along. Mendelssohn, Italian Symphony. The opening movement, I think, or the finale. Well, no, it's the opening movement, it seems, with Klaus Tenstedt. Then Beethoven's Eighth, the Allegro Scherzando with Andre Cluytens, whatever his name is, Cluitons, whatever we call it. Okay. Morning from the Peer Gynt Suite with Jeffrey Tate. There's a reason to buy this, you know. Kurt Weill, the Mahagoni Suite, 2 movements with Maris Janssens. And finally, 3 Slavonic dances with Lauren Mazel. Oh my God, that is the worst set of Slavonic dances ever recorded by anybody for any reason. It's horrible beyond all reckoning. So why not throw it in there? Okay. Opera and choral, Beethoven, Fidelio, Mir ist so wunderbar, and the finale with Simon Rattle. Okay. Verdi's Il Trovatore. What do we get here? The Anvil Chorus with Karajan. It's another light classic. Then we get Otello, the opening scene with Karajan and John Vickers, you know, up through the point where, I don't know, they stop somewhere in mid-sentence. Then The Ride of the Valkyries with Klaus Tenstedt, and Isolde's Liebestod with Helga Dernisch and Karajan. Nobody's favorite version of the Liebestod. No. It's not. Oh, and from Brahms' German Requiem, Wie lieblich sind deine Wohnungen with the Wiener Singverein. Okay, that's fine, except who else is... Oh, good grief. Okay. Oh, and from the Mozart Requiem, wait a minute, the Lacrimosa. That's a light classic. That's with Riccardo Muti. And from the Verdi Requiem, just the Sanctus for 2 minutes and 45 seconds with Claudio Abbado. All right? And now we get to CD5. Great soloists. Bach, Violin Concerto in A minor with Nigel Kennedy, violin and director. Oh, God. Mozart, Violin Concerto number 3, the last movement only, with David Oistrakh, violin and conductor. Brahms, Violin Concerto. Well, this is interesting. You get the finale with Yehudi Menuhin and Rudolf Kempe. And then from the Grieg Piano Concerto, only the slow movement with Life Ove Ansnes and Maris Janssens. The slow movement, by the way, doesn't really end, does it? It runs into the finale. Well, I mean, you know, if you can just do the opening of Schubert's Unfinished, I guess anything is possible, right? And then we have Massenet, the Meditation of Thais, from Thais with Anne-Sophie Mutter and Herbert von Karajan, and the Carmen Fantasy by Sarasate with Sarah Chang, conducted by Plácido Domingo. Then the slow movement of the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto, again with Yehudi Menuhin, conducted by Furtwängler. Yay, at least you get some Furtwängler in there. Let's see, oh my God, Richard Strauss, Don Quixote, just the theme. No variations, just the theme with Rostropovich and Karajan. What does that do? Next, Rachmaninoff, Piano Concerto number 1, the third movement with Ansnes and Antonio Pappano. I hope you're getting as completely freaked out by this as I am. I mean, how could you who decides these things? It's twisted beyond belief. Okay, wait a minute. CD6, Legends. Here we go. The Legends. Well, here we have legends, actually real legends, some of them. Beethoven's Fifth, first movement with Arthur Nikisch. Well, I mean, everybody has that because it's public domain and anybody can take it. Tchaikovsky's Sixth Symphony, the third movement only with Furtwängler. Ugh. I mean, it's from 1938. It's not terrible, but, you know, it's 1938. Prokofiev, the Gavotte from the Classical Symphony with Sergiu Celibidache, recorded in 1948. And then Brahms Piano Concerto number 2, the second movement only, with Edwin Fischer and Furtwängler, and the Flying Dutchman Overture with Kempe, which is terrific, it's Kempe, and the Dance of the Apprentices and Entry of the Master Singers from Die Meistersinger with Kempe, which is Kempe, it's terrific, the Brahms Haydn Variations with Kempe. There were no other legends conducting the Berlin Philharmonic, right? And I mean, I love Kempe, don't get me wrong, but there had to be someone else. And finally, Beethoven's Leonora Overture number 2. Is this 2 or 3? No, it's 2 with Furtwängler. And that, my friends, is the Best Berliner Philharmoniker 100. Totally incomprehensible, garbled package of foolishness. It is insanity in a box. And they sent it to me. I mean, I don't know why, I don't know how, I don't know where, but I'm so happy I got it because it gave me this fabulous opportunity to show it and describe it to you. So keep on listening, folks, but I wouldn't recommend that you listen to the Best Berlin Philharmonic 100. Can you believe it? I mean, anything they throw in a box, they call the greatest or the best. We know that, right? I mean, it's, I'm sitting here staring at a box. It's right over here. Janet Baker's greatest recordings on EMI. Well, it's all of them. It's everything she did for EMI. I mean, those are all the greatest, so they don't really care what the greatest or the best is. I mean, we know by now that whenever they call it greatest and best, it means anything that happened to be sitting around that we wanted to cobble together and issue. There is no guiding intelligence behind this whatsoever. It is the complete operation of corporate entropy and randomness. It's unbelievable. So there you go, folks. Oh my goodness. I don't know what else to say, so I'm going to stop. Take care. All the best.